the 19th century in Europe, there was the first middle class. The first time that millions of people wanted to buy products that they didn't really need, but they wanted to buy them because these were trendy, these were fashionable products. The demand was so high, and the source was so distant from the consumer that the supply sort of dried up. Everybody lost out in that story. There was no traceability. Traceability is, in a nutshell, it's being able to find out exactly where a product came from and who made it and when. If you look at a piece of clothing right now, and you just try to imagine how many people's hands the material has actually passed through on the way to you, it's a pretty amazing thing. I mean, if you think about the farm where the cotton is grown, and you think about the fertilizer that was made from petroleum that came from the Middle East, and then the cotton was harvested by somebody, and it was put in a burlap sack and carried to a gin, and then somebody ginned it, and then it was packed in a bale, and there was a truck that carried it to a fabric mill, and then it was cut and sewn and printed, dyed. It's at least hundreds of thousands of people that have touched any product you buy. We buy products that are so far away from us, it's so hard to make, that it's almost impossible to know where they came from and who made them.
A garment might say made in America, and there are certain ways that a company can sort of manipulate that label. So it might be assembled in America, for example, but the pieces might be cut elsewhere, or the final finishing might be done in America. And so then it qualifies for made in America.
When you buy something, you should have all the knowledge there is to have about what you're buying, what it's made of, where it comes from, who made it, how much they got paid to make it, what impact it has. Designers are in a really special position. What they can do that nobody else can do is they can actually make people want new kinds of products. And so if designers take on this task to really make traceability more appealing, to make the incorporation of local cultures and local crafts more appealing, consumers will take it up. And good design sells. They can bring the consumers with them, and together they have the ability to really change the industry.
When I was young, I was applying for university, and I applied to all business programs in Canada. And my dad, he said, well, what do you really want to do? And I said, oh, I want to go into fashion design, but I can't even draw. And then he's like, okay, well, why don't you just apply to a program, then learn to draw? And I was like, well, you need a portfolio, and submissions are due in 3 months. He said, then take drawing lessons. And I learned to draw, and every single thing I did in that class I had to put in my portfolio, because it was like the only thing I ever drew in my life. I finally finished the submission and I sent it in, then I got in.
I remember Laura when she graduated, actually. Some students have a real passion for what they're doing. I mean, they all want to be designers when they graduate from Parsons, but some have something more than that. And Laura's dedication to artisanal practices and to sourcing directly from the maker and supporting the communities that make the product was really prevalent. I remember it very distinctly. And I've watched her progress since then, and I think what's so impressive is her absolute dedication to this.